All right, looks like you get a nice, beautiful view of my legs and my bitchin' kneecaps. I'm gonna show you how and this is not like some secret revelation that I'm gonna spread to the world about lubing up your moose bibs. Sorry, I've had a cold for like a week. But I'm gonna show you how I lube these moose bibs without having to take them out. So you're gonna need a few things. You're gonna want some gloves. It's a little bit dirty. You can use the Mousse bib lube stuff that comes with it, or you can get this stuff called Sil Glide. And this stuff is pretty legit. The stuff that comes with it is water-based, and it'll wash away, if you go into the mud. That water's gonna get inside there. Just the nature of the way the Mousse setup is. But this won't wash away because it's oil-based. And it works really well to keep your moose bibs nice and lubricated and moist. And you're gonna also need to have installed a Schrader valve into your wheel. So along with your rim lock, you need to put, and at least I think in the front wheel I had to drill this. We had to drill this in. And in the back one, yeah. Because it had 2 holes for 2 rim locks, but it didn't have that third one for the Schrader valve back there. And I think there was only 1 hole up front for a rim lock. I don't remember. Whatever, it's not that big of a deal. Just drill a hole, add a Schrader valve. You can get them all over the place. But, so then go ahead and buy yourself a, this is like a mountain bike kit to like inject that, I don't know, stop leak goo shit for rimless or tubeless tires in the mountain bike world. But it works for this. So you need your little tool to remove your Schrader valve. Pop that sucker out of there. There it is. And we'll just set her. Get some paper towels too, because it gets a little bit messy. Then here's where the messy part comes. This is where I wish I had my little helper, because she likes to play with slimy, messy, goofy stuff. But she's not here, so I gotta do it. So we're gonna pop this sucker out. Boop. Open up your Sil Glide or whatever lubricant you're using. And I just, do a proper 2-finger scoop here. You don't need much. Okay, so here's the mistake that I made. I put like 50 milliliters in the back, and I did like 30 in the front. That was crazy, way too much. It started like coming out of everywhere. It was bad. On the first ride, there was just like goop all over the place. So what I've been doing now is I just do 10 milliliters, roughly 10 milliliters. I just like, take my double finger scoop, stick it in there, and that's about 10-ish. And I do that like every 10 hours in the front and the back. Just 10 in the front and the back. I know the back tire is a lot bigger, but this works just fine. So far anyways. And the last time when I pulled these Mousse bibs out to swap tires, they look brand new still. They're totally saturated and covered with lube. So all good in the hood. Now that you did that, you just get your plunger back in there, and you can see it's already come out of there. But you just stick this bad boy on here. It's a little hard. You know, it's kind of a thick stuff to be squeezing through that little hole. Okay. That. Here she goes. Like I said, takes a little bit of muscles, or at least a little bit of effort, because I don't really have that many muscles, but I can definitely apply a decent amount of effort when I'm motivated. And I'm motivated to save money. That's why I'm doing this. I don't know if you can see that going in there. That's it. It's that easy. Don't have to take your freaking... Get off of there. You don't have to take your wheel off and take your tire, dismount the tire, and to apply lube to your Mousse bib. You can just do it this way. It's so much easier. And then just stick your Schrader valve back in there. Screw it in. So we don't got any goopies coming out of that end. Put our cap back on. That was totally loose before for some reason. And if you're worried that, well, we're only putting it right here, how is it going to get over there? Trust me, it moves around everywhere. One ride, you know, put 20 minutes of riding on this and you're going to see little tiny bits of oil that's seeping through here and there. I'll even show you on the back tire. Let's see. I don't know if you can see that without light. But check it. So this is 10 milliliters of Sil Glide, and you can see it. This is like a, I don't know, what do we ride, a few hours? And it's coming out everywhere. So here's the Schrader valve, so I put it in here, and you got oil all over it. So it's definitely moving around in there. So you don't have to be worried that it's just gonna stay in one spot. As that wheel moves, that centrifugal force is gonna move it all over the place. But that's how I recommend you do it. Like I said, it's not a, this is not my own idea, but I have talked to a couple people out on the trail, and I've mentioned it to them, and they're like, oh, that's a good idea. So it kind of leads me to believe that maybe not a lot of people, there's maybe more people that are unfamiliar with it than I kind of thought. So, but anyways, just sharing some interesting idea and a little bit of knowledge. See ya.